Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. An Uqbat ibn Amir radiallahu anhu qala قلت يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فضلت سورة الحج بأن فيها سجدتين قال نعم ومن لم يسجدهما فلا يقرأهما رواه أبو داود والترمذي وقال هذا حديث ليس إسناده بالقوي وفي المصابيح فلا يقرأها كما في شرح السنة. And Uqba ibn Amir radiallahu anhu said it. I said, "O Nabi Akram, Suratul Hajj has been given virtue because there is two sajjas in it." So he says yes, and whoever doesn't make the two sajdas, then he shouldn't read these two sajda ayats, right? And narrated by Abu Dawud and Tirmidhi. And he says this hadith is sanad is not strong, and Mustabi fala yaqra'uha. He shouldn't read. Not only la yaqra'uha, he shouldn't read the surah itself. Kama fi Shareef Sunnah. This is in Shareef Sunnah, right? So because sajda tilawat is wajib and to leave it out is a sin, right? Therefore, you rather leave out the ayats of sajda. Not just the ayats of sajda, but either you read out quite a few ayats before it and after it, so that you don't get involved in the sin of leaving out the sajda tilawat. According to Imam Bani wa rahmatullah alayhi, the second sajda in Surah Al-Hajj, is not wajib. And that why? Because that is a salati sajda. And because of and you pick that up from the wording, yeah, irka'u, there's irka'u also there. So that's not a sajda tilawat, rather it's a salati sajda. وعن ابن عمر رضي الله عنه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم سجد في صلاة الظهر ثم قام فركع what you got after that وظن ثم قام فركع okay فرأوا أنه قرأ تنزيل السجدة رواه أبو داود. Narrated Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, he said Nabi Akram made sajda in Zahar Salah. Then he stood up, then he made ruku. Then they understood that he had recited Alif Lam Mim Sajda. Narrated by Abu Dawud. Right. Now, how did the Sahaba Ikram come to know that Nabi Karim was reciting Surah Alif Lam Mim Sajda in Zohar Salah? Because obviously he's reading soft. So that is because he must have read one verse or so, but a little bit loud, so that they can understand what surah is reciting. And this Nabi Karim would do it now and then, so that they can understand what surah he was reciting. So from here, what did you understand is that Nabi Karim came onto the ayat of sajda, made the sajda, came up, and then made ruku without reciting any further tilawat. So while that is permissible, it is still better to finish off the surah and then make ruku. وعنه أنه قال كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقرأ علينا القرآن فإذا مر بالسجدة كبر وسجدنا معه رواه أبو داود. Also from Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, he says that Nabi Akram used to recite Quran upon us, and when we pass by a sajda, he would say takbir, and we would make a sajda with him. So this hadith here, what it also shows is that to go into sajda, you just need a takbir, and then you go into sajda, and that is what Imam Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi says. However, Imam Shafi rahmatullah alayhi, what he says is first you make a takbir tahrima, and then after that you make a takbir and you go into sajda. So he says you first make a takbir tahrima, and then you make a takbir, and then you go into sajda. وأنه قال إن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قرأ عام الفتح سجدا فسجد الناس كلهم منهم الراكب والساجد على الأرض حتى أن الراكب يسجد على يده رواه أبو داود. And also narrated from Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, he says that Nabi Karim recited in the year of the conquest of Makkah, a sajda ayat. Then the people, all of them made sajda. From them were the riders and those who made sajda upon the earth. So much so that a rider who made sajda on his hands. Right. So, which means while he was riding, according to Ahnaf now, to make sajda while riding, it's okay if you got an excuse, but otherwise the sajda must be made on the ground. وعن ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لم يسجد في شيء من المفصل منذ تحول إلى المدينة رواه أبو داود. Now, Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma, he says that Nabi Karim Sassam did not make any sajda in any of the mufassalat since he moved to Medina, Nariba Abu Dawud. So this is the proof of Imam Malik rahmatullah alayh, where he says that there's no sajdas in the mufassalat from Surah Al-Hujurat right until the end of the Quran. He said there's no sajdas, and we say there's about 3 sajdas in there. There's 3 sajdas in that mufassalat. Now, and we've got now Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu's riwayat, where he clearly says that in the Nabi Akram made sajda in the Mount Shakad and Iqra Bismi. Right? So there is a ta'aruz in these 2 hadiths, yeah. So preference will be given to the hadith of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu since he accepted Islam on the 7th of Hijri. Right? So that means sajdas were being made in Medina. And as an usul also, when you've got one hadith giving you a lesser amount and the other hadith giving you a bigger amount, then you go with the one that's giving you a bigger amount. Right. سجدة تلاوة right. وأن عائشة رضي الله عنها قالت كان رسول الله يقول في سجود القرآن بالليل سجد وجهي للذي خلقه وشق سمعه وبصره بحوله وقوته رواه أبو داود الترمذي والنسائي وقال الترمذي هذا حديث حسن صحيح. As Aisha radiallahu anha, she said that Nabi Karim would recite in the sajjas of the Quran at night, and he would recite this tasbih. What was it? My face has made sajda prostrated for the one who has created it, and he has given its hearing and its seeing with his power and his strength. Right. So this is not Abu Dawud Tirmidhi and Nasai. Right. So here now, so there's the tasbih, not only at night, anytime in the day also. The sajda tilawat, what we mentioned is that even in the Quran, then one should stick to the tasbih, subhana rabbiyal a'la. But if it is sajda of the salah, and if it is sajda outside salah, then whether the day or night, then you can read the other tasbih. This is one of them. There's another one here also, Rabbi inni zalamtu nafsi faghfirli. So this is also narrated that you should recite this here. When Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma, لو قال جاء رجل إلى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فقال يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم رأيتني الليلة وأنا نائم كأني أصلي خلف شجرة فسجدت فسجدت الشجرة لسجودي فسمعتها تقول اللهم اكتب لي بها عندك أجرا وضع عني بها وزرا واجعلها لي عندك زخرا وتقبلها مني كما تقبلتها من عبدك داود. قال ابن عباس رضي الله عنه فقرأ النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم سجدا ثم سجد فسمعته وهو يقول مثل ما أخبره الرجل عن قول شجرته. رواه الترمذي وابن ماجه إلا أنه لم يذكر فتقبلها كما تقبلتها من عبدك داود. وقال الترمذي هذا حديث غريب. Ibn Abbas said a man came to Nabi Karim and said, "O Nabi Karim, I saw myself at night in a dream. Whilst I was sleeping as though I was reciting salah behind a tree. Then I made sajda and the tree made sajda with me because of my sajda. Then I heard the tree saying, O Allah, write for me what it buy you a reward and remove from me what it a sin and make it for me by you a storage and accept it from me as you have accepted it from your servant Dawood alayhi salam." Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu says that Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam recited the sajda, then He made sajda, and I heard him, and he was saying the likeness of that which the man informed him about what the tree said. Right, and narrated by Tirmizi and Ibn Majah, except that Ibn Majah didn't mention وَتَقَبَّلْهَا كَمَا تَقَبَّلْتَهَا مِنْ عَبْدِكَ دَاوُد. Ujran, huh? Ajran, Zukhran, a storage. Hmm. So it is outwardly seems clear that this person had recited the sajda in Surah Sad in his dream, right? And where what Nabi Karim Sallallahu recited, he could have recited the sajda in Surah Sad and made the same tasbih in the sajda, or he could have recited another sajda. وابن مسعود رضي الله عنه أن النبي سمكر والنجم فسجد فيها وسجد من كان معه غير أن شيخا من قريش أخذ كفا من حصى أو تراب فرفعه إلى جبهته وقال يكفيني هذا. قال عبد الله فلقد رأيته بعد قتل كافر متفق عليه. وزاد البخاري في رواية وهو أمية بن خلف. Narrated Ibn Mas'ud Nabi Akram recited one Najm. Then he made sajda in it. And those who are with him made sajda, except an old man from the Quraysh. He took a handful of pebbles or sand, and he raised it to his forehead, and he said, "This will suffice me." Abdullah ibn Mas'ud said, and I saw him after that he was killed as a kafir, the same man. And Bukhari also increased in one riwayat, and this man's name was Umayyah bin Khalaf. Umayyah bin Khalaf. Uh, okay, so the Umayyah bin Khalaf, he was obviously an arch enemy of Islam, and he was one of the nobles of the Quraysh, and he had worked a lot against Islam. And why he didn't make sajda? Because out of takabbur and pride, he didn't make sajda. When Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu qala inna nabiy sallam sajada fi sawd wa qala sajadaha Dawudu tawbatan wa nasjuduha shukran rawan nasai. Now Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu said that Nabi Akram made sajda in Surah Sawd, and he said that Dawud alayhi salam made made sajda as a form of tawbah, and we will make a sajda as a form of shukr. Okay, leave it mental day now then after all this point.